So Senator Cardin just left, but good to be partnering with a good man, fellow senator from Maryland. We're doing something really radical. Oh my goodness, my soul. What we are doing is working to expressly prohibit discrimination on the basis of sex in the United States Constitution. Oh my gosh. How radical is that? What's crazy, in my view, is that this is 2019, and we still have not yet ratified the Equal Rights Amendment. Alaska is one of those states that was an early adopter. I'm kind of proud of that. I think it was 1972. And when I talk to most of my constituents back home about the Equal Rights Amendment, I get really a very blank look, like, why are you all even talking about that? We did that 40 years ago. And so for so many out there, this is not really that much of an issue. And yet it is. After these many years, we still have failed to meet the requirements for ratification of a constitutional amendment, and that is the adoption by 38 states. So we've got a little bit of work to do. But somewhere there in the mix, we decided to do something a little bit different with this particular constitutional amendment, and that was to put a limitation, to put a timeline on it. We didn't do that with many of the others. For some reason, we put a 7-year limit on it. So what has happened in the history of this amendment is that it has become clear as mud as to whether or not, once you get 38 states that have signed on, that have ratified, if it then becomes real, if it then becomes viable because of this timeline that we had out there. So what we're trying to do is make sure that there is no uncertainty, that when we hit 38 states, we hit 38 states, we have ratified it, and we have fully and clearly made this part of our United States Constitution. Again, that we expressly prohibit discrimination based on sex. So we've got a little bit of work to do, I think, in first educating members that this is unfinished business. We have a little bit of work to do in reminding them that what this resolution is about, that Senator Cardin and I are leading, is about clearing this up a little bit, getting the mud out of the way, providing a little bit of clarity and certainty. And so we need your help. We need you to take a look at who has signed on as a co-sponsor. Right now, the list is pretty skinny. We've got our good friends from Maine, Senator King, Senator Collins, that signed on early, along with Senator Cardin and myself. But go down the list of those states that have already ratified. Look to see if your senators have signed on as co-sponsors. It's going to be pretty easy to do because I've just given you the 4 that are signed on. So you can do the math from there and figure that out. But help us with this, because the way that you get things moving through this process is you get good, strong, bipartisanship support of members as co-sponsors. And so there's some easy places to start looking. Then what we really need help with is to help encourage those states that are in the process of working this through. Obviously, a lot of eyes on Virginia, but there are other states as well that are continuing this path, this push towards ratification. So we need your help. We know that this is one of those matters that, again, is unfinished business. It's necessary business. And when you think about, well, why would they have put a time limit, a time frame on ratification? I think the response back is, we don't know why, but what we do know is that there should never be a time limit to women's equality. We can never put a time limit on that. So let's get that out of the way. Let's move towards full ratification. Let's finish this unfinished business. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your help.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.